Hello and a very warm welcome. This is Viewer Exclusive on Viewer Television. My name is Chinon Sochekworth. Today we'll be talking politics like we do most of the time. So many Nigerian youths, myself inclusive, are beginning to lose hope in the polity of Nigeria. We're lost on how to get involved, how to be stakeholders in the Nigerian politics. If you are one of such youth, I'm telling you that today you're going to get answers on how to be involved in Nigerian politics. I will not be doing this alone. Of course, I'll be speaking with an expert right after the break, so sit back, relax, and join me again. Thanks for staying with me. This is still Viewer Exclusive on Viewer Television. My guest today is Ambassador Bello Emmanuel. He's the president, CEO and founder Anchor Minds Initiative. Now, let's get this. His Anchor Minds Initiative is a movement that stands to assist citizens in identifying, selecting, and electing good leaders in their community through proper orientation and seminars so as to promote unity, social justice, and good governance. Thank you for joining me, Ambassador Bello.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's good to have you, for making out such a time to come and be with us today in the studio. It's really appreciated. So without further ado, let me start by, just give us an insight into what the Anchor Minds Initiative is and what you do, your functions.
Like you rightly said before then, Anchor Minds is into identifying, selecting, and electing good leaders through proper orientations, like giving out seminars to people in our local communities. Because when we say local communities, that's where we found out that you cannot give the best or you cannot have the best from people without going through your local communities. So our local communities are our first top priorities as Anchor Minds Initiative.
Okay, it's getting to the people in the communities. And how long has this establishment been running?
We started Anchor Minds over 3 years ago.
Over 3 years ago?
Over 3 years ago.
And how impactful has Anchor Minds been?
Anchor Minds have touched a lot of life of people and giving them what they need in their different communities.
Okay.
And when you say touching the life of people, you cannot just touch the life of people without having the right structure. And Anchor Minds, if you say Anchor Minds, you say that we have a structure of Anchor Minds that touches down to the local communities. And from the national level, we go to the state executive, and the state executive has also their structure down to the local communities, the local government executive, and the local government executive also have a structure down to their communities, down to our polling unit.
Okay.
So it has touched a lot of life of people in such a way that every state has a need of what the communities need.
So
every person has a need of what the community.
So you go to identify those needs?
Sure, we do that.
Okay, so when you say you organize seminars, just give us a picture of what that involves. Is it facilitate? Do you have facilitators and things like that? What does your seminar look like?
When you say facilitators, we call them state executives.
Okay.
That's our representative in our different state. Something happened recently. Let me use a scenario of something who happened recently in Niger State.
Okay.
I was supposed to attend, but I sent a representative to do that. They need a medical. There is a medical outreach that took place in last week Saturday in Niger State.
Okay.
That is the kind of things that people need. You understand? And sometimes there is, I think sometimes early this year, there is also, we partner with a group of, another organization that did a fund a part in FCT. That is where another, a group, that particular community needs. So I'm just giving examples of a particular, of some state that are touching the lives of people. Okay. So that's what we do in able to touch the life of people. So every particular state or mindset or group of people have their own particular need. And we even when we don't, sometimes as an organization, even when we don't have the capacity, we have to partner with people like government agencies, government individuals, like some private individuals, both local and foreign individuals, to see how we can able to do that. And there is an organization we're also partnering in educational consultancy, and that has to do, that's the base in the UK. Those kind of things, bringing education, assisting people to study, those who don't want to study abroad, assisting them to see how they can able to, those who don't want to study in Nigeria, assisting them to see how they can go and study abroad. And another thing is that we are also partnering with a local organization that will make Anchor Minds, that is partnering with Anchor Minds to see how we can assist people to even get admission in our country.
Okay. So as an organization too, you also go to these communities, these local communities, to identify their problems.
Sure.
And as an organization, you meet those problems. Sure. Right?
Sure.
So I know we're talking about youths in politics right now. So you said something about orientation in your profile, about orientation. Do you also involve yourselves as an organization in orientating the youth towards being involved in politics themselves now, first being involved in politics?
Let me give you an interesting something. I had an interview last some days back, and there is something we are trying to do to bring orientation, to give out orientation to for the youth to involve in politics. And thank God for that organization. We were able to partner with them so that they agree to work with Anchor Minds, because they know that we have that strength, the structure. We have the youth, but how can the youth be able to expose themselves, to bring out themselves, to showcase themselves in leadership? So what we do is that the organization, they are also in London and also in Nigeria, and they say, okay, they brought out a TV reality shows that has to do that, involve the youth in leadership. You understand? So how can we do that? We make sure that we brought out the youth in 36 states of the federation, using Anchor Minds now to see how we can able to promote our youth, because we know that the youth are vibrant in politics, and to see how they can able to speak. When you speak, people will be able to know you. And when people know you, they'll be able to know the kind of ideas you have. So that's is a very good platform to see how the youth can show themselves.
So you give the youth a platform to come and speak, to come and show themselves in line with how they can fit into politics. Okay, so now you're talking to youths now who want to get involved in politics, right? Apart from how we'll get to the point where we talk about access to the Anchor Minds initiative, you're talking to youths now who want to get involved in politics. Where do they start? How should they start?
Let me be honest with you. Whether you like it or not, party politics play a very vital role when it comes to involving the youth. And that's where you see some of the youth get it wrong. We always want to involve ourselves in the platform that we feel is going to be very easy for us. And in Nigeria, as far as Nigerian politics is concerned, for now, they feel that we have a two-party system in Nigeria. Now, my advice is for the youth to involve in grassroots politics is first you need to identify yourself with your people in your local communities. A child is not, you cannot call yourself a son of a son of a particular community when the people in that community don't know you.
Yeah.
So the people have to know you. You have to involve yourself with playing a role in your communities. Make sure that you give out maybe seminars. Make sure that you involve in anything that they need. There are kind of a lot of things that is happening in the grassroots politics, and I feel that the youth, first you have to identify yourself in your community.
Okay.
Yes.
So does it mean, you said, I also read that you say Anchor Minds is present in all 36 states.
Sure.
And the FCT.
Yes.
So is it specific? I am in Jos right now,
Yes.
for example. I am not an indigene of Plateau State. Can I be a part of the Anchor Minds initiative and be active there?
Let me appreciate the former Vice President, the immediate past Vice President, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, who tries to pass a bill in the House to say that there is nothing like indigent but resident. But that's what Anchor Minds is doing. We don't feel that it's only when you are an indigent, but we feel if you are a resident that understand the community, that understand the state you are trying to represent. Like now, I have someone in Jigawa. She is an Igbo lady and also wants to contest for the youth governor of Jigawa State. She is an Igbo lady, but she has stayed in Jigawa. She understands the in and out of Jigawa. There is someone from Kebbi State who I know he's a Yoruba man. You know, he understands this thing. So we don't play indigenous politics or trying to see how the indigenes must participate, although it's advisable for the indigenes also to come out because they can use that to see how they can able to promote themselves and the people to know them. But we play, it's a residential something. You have to understand because most of the questions that will be asked is mostly from the state you are representing.
But there's we can't shy away from where light years away from getting people to understand that this is residential. One state that we know has imbibed that culture is Lagos State. Sure. And we know what happened during this past election. The Lagos people tried to take Lagos back and said Lagos is not a no man's land. I think so. How is that? How is the acceptance of that going to be? If we're let's not follow the laws now and the dictates of the land. Let's try to be logical. Are we going to see progress in that? And also, like let me put it to your organization now. Are you doing your best to see that we're beginning to blur those lines of running as an indigene for, and how is the progress with that?
Sure. You see, when you use Lagos State as example, I also want to use FCT as example. But let's leave that to that because FCT is the Federal Capital Territory. And yes, Anchor Minds is trying to say it can do that, but you see, Nigerian politics cannot shy away from tribalism and religion. Yeah. So when it's going to give, we are trying our best, but we know it's a difficult task because religion and tribe has to play a very vital role. And sometimes, let me tell you the truth, even in your state, or maybe you are trying to represent your communities. Do you know that sometimes they start asking you from what family you are coming from?
Is that deep?
Yes, it happens. When I was contesting for State House of Assembly in Niger State, people have to go as far as to fish out, where is this boy coming from? Where is his family? What has this family has to do with that? And from that, you will now say that, okay, maybe he's not from this religion, and how far do we go after all, how will this religion play? And when you see the last election, you said that the religion played a very vital role in the last 2023 religion. You find out this religion wants to go for their own people, this religion wants to go for their own people. But I feel it shouldn't be like that. But I know it's going to be a very difficult task for Anchor Minds, but we'll keep trying our best to see how we do
on
that.
What sides are you trying? Are you trying this from the side of people who are probably contesting, telling them, okay, you can't do this even though you are not indigenous if you are residents? And how are you also tackling it from the people of the land, let me call them the electorates now, how are you tackling it from their side too?
Like I just told you, that it's not going to be an easy thing, but what we are tackling is to, you see, when we say the people in our local communities are our top priorities, we are trying to let them understand that this person has stayed with you for a very long time, and I think he has made a very vital contribution to your society. That's another thing we should look about. You don't just stay in a particular society and you think you can govern them without playing, contributing, or maybe doing something positive to those people in the communities. And that's the kind of things we are doing. But let me also interest you, even in Kano, it happens. You see that the previous governor of Kano, I think he has a commissioners who are from the Yoruba community in Kano, by giving them commissioners. So that's to show you that they already knowing the contribution of the Yoruba community in that particular state. But like I said, before you make yourself important, or before you make yourself well known in the society, there must be a positive impact you have made to the people in that
belonging to
not just
people.
saying belonging, or just say, okay, I grew up with you people, please just vote for me. It's not done like that.
See and also feel your impact.
Even as an indigene, if an indigene, if you don't make impact, people will not go for you. Not to talk of someone who is not even coming from that.
So there's more work to be done from this resident who wants to run. All right. When we come back from the break, we're going to be talking more on the impact that the Anchor Minds initiative has been able to achieve. Join me again right after the break.
In this 21st century, where all the information we need is now in the palm of our hands. News from around the world, entertainment, celebrity gossip, sports, and much more. The only thing that you need is the right source. Viewer TV is now on the go. Simply check us out on our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter for all the information you need.
Many thanks for staying with me. I'm still in conversation with Ambassador Emmanuel Bello, and right now he's been giving us insights on how you as a youth can be involved in the politics of the day. And so before we went to the break, I was telling you during the break that we're going to let's find out and know how impactful the Anchor Minds initiative has been. I read in your profile that you said you have produced 10 governors and some ministers. And now my question is did you produce them because, so if you say you've produced them, it means you take credit that the initiative has produced them because they were affiliated with your initiative. And in that case, if that is the case, did they win because you have given them the mentorship enough to win, to convince the electorate, and they have won elections? Or is it just because you have the numbers? Or
it's not all about the numbers actually. And you may, in Anchor Minds initiative, when we say we produce 10 governors, yes, we produce 10 governors, but mind you, notwithstanding, there might be 2 or 3 people in your organization that wants to stand for a particular positions. And we are not a party system. We don't identify ourselves with a political party.
okay,
Now, what we do is that we give the mandate to state executives to go and see how they can bring out those governors, credible governors. And number one, mind you, like the previous statement I made here, you see that you say identifying with someone is someone who has made impact to the people in the society. I keep repeating the issue of impact of people in the society. How well grounded is that person? You understand? How can that person touch the lives of people? So these are the kind of people that Anchor Minds have identified with. People who have been touching the lives of people. You know, we will identify with them, make sure they are already part of us, and we give them our numbers to see how
so
they
it's
can
both
able
ways.
to do. Yeah, it's in
So
both ways.
do you go to meet people, or do people come to find Anchor Minds and say, I want to be associated with these people?
Well, identifying, sometimes they identify with us and we identify with them. So sometimes we go to them and some also come to us.
Okay, so there's one thing that has been you've been very emphatic about in your profile, and it's about good governance. Good governance. Well, it's becoming a word that I feel we're just throwing around. Good governance. But I want you now, having been in this for quite some time, with some evidence to show, paint a picture to us what good governance is, so that we can know if we are on the right path right now.
You know, good governance in in our society, Nigeria, does not have to do with character alone. You don't say that I feel this person has a good character and I feel he can govern. Leadership is far different from your character. We've seen that people who have good character cannot even govern. So when we say good governance, is people that we know that have been touching the lives of people. You know, you cannot do good governance without seeing how you can touch the lives of people. So those people who understand the needs of the society, those people who are ready to bring out solutions of the needs of the people in the society. So these are kind of people we call good leadership, good governance, who can bring out good governance. And these are the kind of people that we're already putting them. We've already used our structure to be able to put them in a position of leadership. So when we say good governance, is you see that Nigerian mentality, we are finding it difficult. We're trying to use our character from leadership. You cannot use your character from leadership. We will find a lot of people who seems to or feel they are good, but when given the position of leadership, they don't perform well.
So being a good person of good character doesn't directly translate to good leadership.
Yes, but don't misunderstand me. I didn't say that.
Oh no, you have to have. Yes. It has to.
There are two different things. But once you have good character and you can produce the needs of the people, fine, it's good. Up to you. Kudos to you. But that doesn't mean that. You see, what I understand in Nigerian politics is consciousness, not all about your character. You have to have conscience.
Exactly.
You have to have conscience that okay, I have this my people at heart.
Exactly.
What do they need? What can they do? And that is why you see people keep mentioning our President Bola Tinubu, to see him as a bad person in character. But he's providing the leadership, the good leadership of what we want, whether we like it or not. He's providing that thing. I'm not here to promote him, but he's providing that thing that people actually need.
Because I was going to ask, based on your explanation, if the present government of the day is on the right track of good governance.
Well, you see, yes, they are on the right track of good governance. But you see, sometimes that is why I say you as a leader, you have to know your subordinate, those people who you know can deliver on your mandate, who understand what you understand the vision and mission of what you can do. Well, we cannot call this government if they are doing it because they are just coming on board. Let's give them a year and see whether we can judge them to see whether they are doing the right thing or they are doing that. But it's too early to judge someone now to know whether he's doing what is right or what is wrong.
But it looks like.
They are doing that.
It looks like they're doing that. It looks like they're doing that. All right, because we're not here to talk about that anyway. So maybe some other time we'll go into that conversation because we're running out of time. Lastly, you've said something really important about how character does not translate into leadership. I know there was a time, I can't remember when exactly now, I think someone in one of the lawmakers was clamoring for our politicians to take leadership classes, which are everywhere. You can find those things online. You can find them. So do you assent to our leaders whether they have won, or should it be a criteria that they should have taken classes in leadership?
I think they should take classes in leadership.
Okay.
Yes, because like you pointed me right, that character and governance, they are two different things. Someone will have the conscience of people who deliver the thing, kudos to him. But someone who has a good character does not understand what they need, what the people. These are the kind of people who mostly need orientation, or maybe seminars in leadership, in leadership, so that they can be able to provide the solutions to problems, give us solutions to the problems of people in our communities. So I think I support that, and it's a good initiative.
And lastly, where can we find Anchor Minds to be a part of this initiative? Because it's a laudable one, and I think most youths right now, if we want to be involved in politics in whatever form, I think that we should be associated with people like the Anchor Minds. So where can we find Anchor Minds and be a part of Anchor Minds?
But before then, you see, we have to be realistic to ourselves. There are a lot of organizations that are being formed by the youth because of their political or selfish interest. And these organizations are just existing during the time of politics.
Yeah. And after the politics,
you can't find them anywhere. Let me tell you one of the things that Anchor Minds do, that to see how it can maintain its structure before the coming election. We are thinking how to produce more governors, more senators, more ministers in our society, and that we maintain that thing by providing humanitarian services for people, giving out what the people need in their society, and partnering with other organizations who are stronger than Anchor Minds to see how they can able to sustain that thing. We have good leaders, and also we are seeing how we can bring out. We are going into sport. This sport is another way that you see you maintain the youth, you bring out the youth. So our major concern is one of our major priorities to see how we maintain the youth. So you can see good leaders even in the sport. And another thing is that we try our possible best to see how we can bring out empowerment to people. And also, so now back to your question, where do we see Anchor Minds? Well, we as Anchor Minds will keep trying our best, and we keep saying how we can able to identify with youth. But you know, politics in Nigeria or good governance in Nigeria cannot do without the money back issue. And that is why we say how we are saying how we can, yes, when it comes to money politics, yes, we are saying how we can support our people, because by the time you go to those communities need. And when you have people, you see, good governance in Nigeria, when you have people who can able to provide the need, but they don't, at that particular time, they don't have the immediate needs of the people. So what do we do as organization? We support our candidate, and we also to see how we can able to promote them in our communities, and see how we can able them to win those particular things. But party politics play a vital role, and that is where we don't want the youth to focus their concentration on the money back politics. Let's see how we can join ourselves to bring ourselves in a political platform, using all our structures and all the reliable and well organized organizations to see how we can form the structure and see how we can able to bring out youth in governance.
All right. Thank you so much, Ambassador Emmanuel, for this has been a very fantastic conversation, and it's laudable what you are doing for the Nigerian polity, starting from the youth. And we hope that when we call on you again, you would make yourself available to come help the youth answer questions. That's all we can take on Viewer Exclusive on this episode. I hope you join me again when next we answer mind-boggling questions. My name is Chinon Sochekwa. Still have a good day.